Hi, everybody. It's me, Juniper Bloom Mystique. I'm coming on today with another missing persons and unsolved case. Okay, so this is a series for shining light into the darkness. And you should be seeing an image of Mr. Dylan Rounds. Okay, but first, we are definitely going to get into what happened to Dylan Rounds. He's only been missing since May, and I've already channeled him through. So I kind of already have some insight into what's going on. Before I get on with that, let me introduce myself. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. I am an Ascension Master, Master Healer, and Divine Guide. All right, so I'm a little bit unique. I'm not like everybody else you are going to find. There is only one of me here, right? An Ascension Master is a little bit different, okay? So how I receive messages is very deep, and I absolutely have faith in what I receive. Let me get a sip of water. All right, let's get into this. This one's a little difficult for me because I had a rough day. For those of you who watch my channel will know that. But I'm so lucky because the graduates of my Angel Alchemy Academy have made sure that I'm okay. Okay. So I'm so thankful for that. So that is what is allowing me to do this video for you guys today, okay? All right, so Dylan Rounds is the image you're seeing right in front of you. He is a young man. He was only 19 years old. He is from Idaho. He was on his own as a farmer in Utah. So I didn't know that. So I don't know a lot about the story. I didn't know he was living on his own. I thought he lived with his family. But he last spoke with his family on May 28th, okay? And so they don't even really know, I don't think, what day he went missing. I'm not sure, because another article I read just said he was missing since May 22. Okay, so I guess he was last heard from. So I don't look at the background. I don't like to do that too much. I channeled about it first, and I'm going to fill you in on what he told me. But just going to give you a little backstory, okay? May 28th, 2022, only a few months ago, a couple months ago. 19-year-old farmer Dylan Rounds last heard from on May 28th when he told his grandmother he needed to get his grain truck out of the rain. So they do actually have a suspect, apparently, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm going to tell you what he tells me, okay? That's what I do. I tune into spirit, I tune into whoever, and I let them tell me what they need to tell me, okay? The first thing he told me, the absolute first thing he told me is he is no longer alive, okay? Dylan is no longer alive. However, they're close to what happened, but they're not at the same time, okay? So let's get into it. Again, May 28th, he went missing. Apparently he was on his own farming. What a great kid, right? 19 years old, already embarking upon such a tough journey and such a great life. Apparently that was his passion, okay? So I'm just going to give you what I channeled first, and then I will let him come forward and tell you what he wanted to say. Okay, now usually when I channel spirit and have them in my presence, I will burp sometimes, so forgive me if I do that, okay? The first thing he told me is where he wants me to start. The first thing I saw is how he passed away. He was shot in the back of the head. I feel like he was shot in the back of the head unexpectedly, and he fell forward and hit like a white truck or something, hit something. The reason why he was shot was over an agreement, or what you would call a disagreement. And then he told me stronghold. And I'm like, stronghold, what is that, a name? And he said, no. They were trying to make him do things he didn't want to do. Okay. So I do believe the person that they have, James Brenner, right here, is a guilty party. However, there's two people, and that's what they told me. There was actually two people involved. Okay. One possibly a female. It wasn't exactly clear. I think a male and a female. So I think it would be him and a female. Okay. Now, I think it might have been two people involved in the getting rid of him kind of a thing. So maybe not in the initial murder itself, but in I need your help to get rid of this problem. Okay. So again, I feel like this gentleman you see right here next to Dylan, Apparently he was like living in a space near his land, like a squatter in a trailer or something, they said. I kind of got little glimpses of it as I was reading these after I channeled it, okay? He was trying to get him to do things he didn't want to do. That's the first thing Dylan said. It's like, dude, it was a stronghold. It was a stronghold. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like trying to make, and I don't talk like that. I've never really heard anybody say stronghold. I thought it was a name. And he said, no, it was over an agreement. He was trying to make me do things I didn't want to do. And he was just a kid, right? So this guy was like, fuck you. You're going to do it anyways. And that's what happened. I will tell you where he says he is. Okay, this was the anxious part for me. So Spirit's been telling me all day, do this video, but I had to get a healing before I could actually work again. So I did, and now I'm doing the video a little bit late, but it's getting done. Okay. First of all, he actually says his dad knows some things he isn't aware that he knows. I feel like his dad has pieces of information he doesn't realize are relevant. And eventually it's going to dawn on him, kind of like, oh, I woke up to that. Like, I didn't even realize I knew that. I didn't even realize that was significant. And I think that might come forward eventually. Okay. Yet it'll all come together slowly. And that's what it says. He knows some things that he wasn't aware of, and it will come together slowly. And I'm getting anxious. So he's under the trailer. He's in the ground under the trailer. He's in the ground under the trailer, near property, in the ground under the trailer. He is near property, in the ground, under a trailer. Okay. He says, I'm still processing. I'm in the process of a life review. I'm in shock, and I'm trying to accept what happened to me, because he's still only 19 years old. Okay. So it's a child, and he's still processing what happened. It was such a shock to him. He was not expecting it. He didn't know it was coming. He was shot in the back of the head. Okay. And I feel like it was a shotgun. Might have been a sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, I feel like it was just like a powerful old shotgun, like a sawed-off shotgun. Two people were involved. It was not just one person. So if this guy shot him, let's say he called somebody in to say, I need you to help me get rid of this now. Okay. This is everything I had gotten so far before I decided that's enough. We're going to do the video because I have anxious energy. There's really anxious energy around where I am. I'm under the ground, under the trailer. I'm under the trailer, in the ground. I'm under the trailer, in the ground. I'm under the trailer, in the ground. I can't say that enough. And I feel like somebody might have a souvenir. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm hearing right now. So let me see what else he wants you guys to know, because again, he is in his life review. He's having a hard time accepting this. He says his mom is not okay. She's having a really hard time. She feels completely empty in her soul. And I feel like that might be part of the anxiousness about where I am, where I am, where I am. I need to be found. I need to be found. I do. I feel like he was shot possibly by a vehicle, not expecting it was coming. He was refusing to do what this man told him to do. Okay, so I'm seeing kind of what happened. He's like standing at a vehicle. I feel like he may have had a plaid shirt on, something like that, or a jacket. Not exactly. I don't know, but he's like standing there doing something. He's doing a task. He's doing a task, and he's doing it quite rushed, right? Like, I got to get this done really quick. I got to get this done really quick. So his mind was definitely focused. And the next thing I know, bam, something hit me really hard in the back of my head. My head hurts. It hurts really, really, really bad. My head just got blown open. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I have to show you what I'm seeing and what I'm going through. So as the healer that I am, I process their death for them. Okay. I take them through what happened as well. I feel it. I see it. I taste it, everything. Okay. And this was to the point where I don't know if he immediately passed. It was kind of like a sudden poof, and I taste blood, and that's all I remember. And I think it was a quick time to deal with this. Like, we got to get this done now. And then it was a quick recon to clean up mess. And I feel like he's on near the property. He's still near that. He's not far, and he's under a trailer in the ground. I'm under a trailer. I don't know how buried he is. I don't feel like it was I feel like it was a rush job, quite possibly. And I don't know why I get quite nervous even telling this, but I can't reiterate enough. He's under the trailer in the ground. He's under the trailer. He's under a trailer near the property. Okay. He's like really sad. He's still processing. It's not what it was not what he thought was going to happen. He knew he was being strong-held. Like he kept saying stronghold. And I'm like, what does that mean? Is that the name? He's like, no, they were trying to make him do things he didn't want to do. I mean, he's just a kid. Okay. Oh, okay. So I guess Brenner, the guy that's the suspect, is described in court. I'm reading this right now as I clicked on the picture, as I was channeling that stuff. But I guess he was a family friend, and squatting in a trailer on the land. I would look under that trailer. Or some trailer. I don't know. He's under a trailer. Malicious wounding. What is that? Malicious shooting. And 3 prior convictions for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Not Dylan, but the person who's suspect. This guy. So this guy has a history. I'm not exactly sure what malicious wounding is. Like he took a knife, somebody and cut them or something maliciously. He was trespassing and squatting, but I'm telling you, there's 2 people. And so I don't know who the second person would be. Well, this is interesting. He pleaded guilty on May 21st and has already been sentenced to 33 months in prison. So he hasn't been located. That's probably why he's all anxious. I'm under a trailer. So everything has already identified James Brenner as a suspect, who was this guy who was squatting on the property in a trailer, apparently. That is the one that was trying to stronghold him. So he was trying to get him to do things he didn't want to do. That's what he keeps telling me. He was trying to make me do things I didn't want to do. And he straight stuck up for himself, even though he was 19 years old. This little dude here said hail to the no. Okay. And so she's like, no, I don't want to do this. He had dreams. He had a focus. This was a determined young man. Like I can see the farmer in him. I can see he was a very hard worker. And I feel like this guy over here really wanted him. He was just trying to, because he's young, the energy that I'm getting, okay, this is what he's showing me, because he was younger than this guy, than James Brenner, he was trying to utilize that. He's trying to capitalize on his energy, his abilities, his mind, and kind of have him do his dirty work. Okay, because I kind of heard that song, dirty work. Okay, so okay, so yeah, Brenner was a squatter. Why don't they look under that trailer? It's not showing me exactly which trailer. I don't get a clear visual. I do see a trailer. It's not like, you know, a huge trailer. Then he's underneath it. He's in the ground under a trailer. And there were 2 people. There's another person that either helped him bury him, helped him get rid of him, or at least knows about everything. And the thing is Dylan is telling me his dad knows some things he isn't aware he knows yet. His dad's not guilty of anything, but his dad is aware of something he isn't even aware of yet, right? Does that make sense? So it's going to probably click in his head like, oh my gosh, I knew like this or something. But my friends, I'm going to give you the information Dylan really wants you to know. Okay. Like I had passion. I was not ready to leave. I'm worried about my mom. I'm worried about my family, but I know they're going to be okay. He says, please tell them I'm not suffering. He says, please tell them I also didn't really feel any pain. He didn't. It was a little bit like boom. And then I tasted blood and that was it. Okay. And so there was no suffering. He wants them to know he did not suffer. And he is currently doing a life review, processing what happened. He is in shock. He's trying to accept it because it was not his plans either. And also his mom needs to know that every chance he gets, he's watching her. He's with her. I don't know if there's a piano in the house. So I see him doing different things, like playing piano keys, messing with her hair, trying to comfort her, trying to console her. That's what he's showing me. That's the main part of this message. Like, I just want her to know I'm okay. It's going to be okay. I don't want them to stop living because I had to stop living. And he also wants his family to know that it's not their fault. So if they have any guilt, there's nothing they could have done, known, seen, prevented. This is not their fault. He says, if anything, it's my fault because I didn't tell everybody what was happening to me. He thought it would just shrug off. He thought I could tell him no and he'll leave me alone. Okay. And I am just really sad. I'm just really sad. I wasn't supposed to go yet. Like, he wanted the family and he had big dreams and competitions and farming was his thing. But I do believe they will find him. They will find him quickly. He's on the property somewhere near there. There's like this was saying, like a bunch of adjacent properties. He's somewhere near that area. He's not far. They did not go far. This guy did not go far. He's under a trailer. He's in the ground under a trailer. Would it be the one this guy was squatting in? Quite possibly. I don't know. I'm only giving you guys what I get. I make no judgments for it. It's a vulnerability for me because I don't know, right? I'm only giving you what Mr. Rounds himself is giving me. And he's very in and out. He's learning how to be on the other side still. It's very, very, very new. He's still processing it. But his biggest concern is his family. And he wants them to know that if anybody's responsible, which nobody is except for the ones that did it, would be him because he didn't speak up ahead of time. I don't think he told anybody about this agreement. He said over an agreement. It was a stronghold. I don't think he told anybody about the manipulation this guy was trying to do to him, the bullying he was being under. He was just trying to handle it on his own, just like he thought he could everything. This was not just a kid. He was a brave young man. And for 19, I feel like he was well ahead of his years. And so he thought he had it under control. He did not think he was going to die that day. But he doesn't want anybody feeling guilty for anything. Nobody could have known. All right, you guys, after the day I've had, I wanted to make sure I got this out there because Spirit kept pushing and kept pushing. And for the last 3 hours, all I kept hearing was Dylan Rounds, Dylan Rounds, Dylan Rounds, Dylan Rounds. And so this had to get out there. Please know that my heart goes out to this young man and his family, and I mean no harm by the videos that I do. I'm honored and I'm blessed to be able to help him process and to be able to help clear the karma. And he wants his family to know that everything's going to be okay. Please remind them, I did not suffer. I did not suffer. He said the worst thing was tasting the blood. He didn't know what that meant, and then it was out. Okay. Thank you all for being here with me today. Rest in peace, Mr. Dylan Rounds, and may you be found soon. So much love to all of you. You can like and subscribe to stick around. Check out what I do because there's a lot of things on my channel, not just this. Thank you for watching this volume of my shining light into the darkness, missing persons, and unsolved cases. Till next time.